Welcome back. In this module, we will be presenting a case study of composting. For this, I would like to welcome Maksud Sinan and Iftikhar Enayatullah from Bangladesh. They are the founders and directors of the Waste Concern Group. Waste Concern Group is a social business enterprise with a for-profit and a non-profit section. And they will be sharing some of their experiences with composting, particularly on a large-scale composting project in Bulta, at the outskirts of Dhaka. So now, the words to Maksud and Iftikhar.
Solid waste management is a huge problem in Bangladesh. This is mainly because of the rapid population growth as well as also the economic growth in Bangladesh. In 1991, as per our estimate, 6,500 tons of solid waste was generated per day, and in 2014, based on the study of Waste Concern, we have found that total waste generation is around 24,000 tons per day. And the World Bank estimate is that by 2025, daily waste generation in urban Bangladesh would be around 47,000 tons per day. Dhaka city is divided into two parts, north and south. 4,200 tons of solid waste is a combined total for both the cities. If we look at the composition of this waste in Dhaka, around 70% of this waste is organic in nature. In terms of collection efficiency, the city is able to collect around 50% of the generated waste per day. If we look at the solid waste management process in Dhaka, waste is collected from the containers by the municipality and open dustbin, then transported by the municipal trucks, and then it's disposed in the landfills where different kinds of problems can happen. One of the major problems is that the landfills are not designed properly. There is the greenhouse gas emission, mainly methane. Since the landfills are not properly designed and it is not a sanitary landfill site, there is an issue of groundwater pollution and surface water pollution from the leachate. More land is required because it is end of the pipe solution. There is an increasing waste management cost, and the way the entire waste is managed in Dhaka and also in other municipalities of Bangladesh, it can cause health hazards. The project which Waste Concern is implementing in Dhaka and also in other parts of Bangladesh is based on the 3R approach. We are promoting segregation of waste. So segregated waste is collected from the source, then is transported by the trucks and then taken to a compost plant where it is recycled through aerobic composting process. The project we are implementing in Dhaka is the first large-scale registered CDM project where we are claiming carbon credits for recycling of organic waste. Now the project we are doing is reducing greenhouse gas emission by avoiding waste from landfill site. It is saving the cost and reducing pollution. It is reducing the need for land, creating value from the waste. And when this organic fertilizer produced from the organic waste of Dhaka city, when it is used in the soil, it can increase the soil fertility. So Waste Concern's approach is basically trying to solve three problems which are very prevalent in Bangladesh by converting this organic waste into organic fertilizer, and then using the organic fertilizer in the agricultural soil can not only improve the soil fertility of the soil, but at the same time it can give higher crop yield. The management model which Waste Concern is following to implement the large-scale compost plant is based on public-private partnership model. And the second important feature of this project is that the project is also harnessing carbon financing. So the project is implemented through a joint venture company between Waste Concern and a Dutch company called Worldwide Recycling BV. This is a for-profit company, joint venture company, which has invested in the project, and this joint venture company called WWR Biofertilizer Bangladesh Limited is currently operating this facility. We collect waste free of cost from the different markets of Dhaka city. The markets are authorized by the city, and we have got a concession agreement for 15 years to collect waste from the market. So the revenue model of Waste Concern is based on two revenue streams. One is the sale of compost, and the second revenue is the sale of carbon credit. Due to recent crash in the carbon market, so Waste Concern is mainly depending on only one source of revenue, which is the sale of compost. The compost is marketed by a private company, and they market and distribute the compost to all over Bangladesh. So there is a stress on the project to sustain the operation with single source of revenue.
First, we have to collect waste from the sources. So from the city. This is one of the largest market of Dhaka city, where we have appointed private company to collect the waste from these markets. It generates about 60 to 70 tons of waste, organic waste every day. On the right hand side, the picture is of our recycling facility, and trucks, each and every trucks we record the weight in the weighing bridge. This facility at Bolta composting plant can recycle 100 to 130 tons of vegetable waste every day. Waste are unloaded in our sorting area. We put it in a composting box, which are specially designed, which has drainage system on the base, and we can blow air to ensure oxygen in the pile. Here, compost piles are aerated by forced air from the bottom with large blowers. And another aspect of this, during the composting process, we have to monitor is the temperature. As a thermophilic process, we need to maintain the temperature and monitor it. Quality control is very much important during this process. So normally it takes 40 days for the composting process in the pile, and another 30 days for the maturing phase. After the thermophilic composting phase, the compost is transferred to the maturing shed, where it stays for another 20 to 30 days, depending on the seasons. Thereafter, it is sieved with rotating drum device, and then the next step is bagging and marketing. For good quality compost, if you want to market, you must ensure the moisture content, and to ensure that we use plastic liner to protect the compost from moisture loss, and the design is very attractive to the farmer. Quality control of composting process is very important, and good quality compost is one of the important aspects for the marketing of this product, and we have to comply with that. In Bangladesh, according to our agriculture policy, we cannot market compost without a license. So we need two licenses. One license for the compost production facility, and then another license we needed for the product. The next step is packaging and branding. I think this is very important for all of us to understand that if your product is good and packaging is attractive, it will attract the farmer to use it in the soil. In our previous slides, we have seen large-scale composting plant which has more than 100 tons per day capacity. But these plants are specially designed, which are suitable for small and medium-scale towns, and we call it box method of composting. This technology is patented by Waste Concern. We have developed this technology in such a way that it is affordable and suitable for our part of the world. After a successful experience in Bangladesh, we started to partner with United Nations ISCAP, we call Economic Social Commission for the Asia and the Pacific, to replicate Waste Concern's model, which is called Integrated Resource Recovery Center, or IRRC, in different cities and towns in the Asia Pacific. At present, we are working in Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Cambodia, Pakistan, and Indonesia. Apart from this partnership, we established a recycling training center to offer capacity building training to the municipal staffs, officials, mayors, and also entrepreneurs from private sectors. Out of many lessons, we have compiled few lessons, key lessons, which we want to share with you. First, for any recycling project, there is a question of incentives and subsidies. Compost product cannot compete with chemical fertilizer, whereas in most of the country, chemical fertilizer is heavily subsidized, whereas compost as an organic product, it is not subsidized. So there should be some thinking on this aspect by the government. And then the clear policy guideline on public-private partnership. We also experience that small towns and cities cannot afford this kind of recycling projects with their own source of fund. So if you want to attract private investment in this kind of project, we have to give comfort to the private sector. One of the opportunity from the recycling project is that we can claim carbon trading, although the market is low today, but we hope for future better market of carbon trading. Compost standard is very important. If you want to promote compost from organic waste, the farmer must have trust. They must have good quality compost which can be used in the soil. So there is no compromise about the standard of the compost. And then quality control is very important. So during the process of composting, we must maintain the quality of the process and the product quality. And as we are dealing with waste, source separation is very important. In most of the cities and towns, source separation is not existing. So it is very important for source separation to avoid people, and there must be some policy in every city. And compost testing protocol is very important, that without this testing protocol, you cannot ensure the quality of compost. So that must be standardized by the government. And then specialized marketing company is very important. Those marketing company has, right now we are harnessing large fertilizer company, marketing company who are selling our product. They have a network all over the country and experienced people and storage facility in the regional towns and cities. And then inclusion of informal sector. This is very important. Sometimes we make policy without thinking about these people. In our waste concerns recycling factory, we try to train these informal poor women and men. We train them and giving them better working condition and health situation.
Hello, thank you very much for your patience to listen to us. I'm Maksud Sinha.
Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.